Who am I and what is my origin story? I am Sabourin. I am a professional countertenor living in Montreal, Canada. My singing career officially started when I was 8 years old. I was singing in a men and boys choir in Ottawa, singing soprano 1. In grade 5, I started my first rock band. I taught myself how to play bass guitar, and I recruited a friend to play guitar and drums, kind of inspired by a three-piece similar to Green Day, and we performed Boulevard of Broken Dreams and Keep On Rockin' in the Free World at our school talent show. That is where this duality in wanting to sing pop music and classical music started for me. Right before high school, I joined my first official rock band where we started to record and perform not just at school, but in bars around Ottawa. This band was called the Riot Police, and they have a bunch of albums on Spotify. I was part of the first 3 albums and a little bit on the others, but you can check that out on Spotify. Tracks are still there. When I was 18 years old, I had my first voice lesson. I decided to go to university for music, got in on a whim, and started training my countertenor voice. After my first year at the University of Ottawa, I moved to Toronto, where I lived for 5 years to complete my bachelor's in music at the University of Toronto in my countertenor voice. At the same time, the Riot Police moved to Toronto. We moved our band to the big city, and that was difficult. We were struggling, starving artists, and I was in school for classical music. I was juggling these 2 things. I decided to leave the Riot Police to focus on countertenor fully. But after a year, I decided to start another rock band called Lovely, L-O-V-L-Y, in Toronto. We have songs up on SoundCloud if you're interested in checking those out. Then I found out that I needed voice surgery, and I was 23 at the time, and I thought, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So I stopped singing rock music. I decided to get the voice surgery and then start only singing countertenor again. I got accepted into McGill for my master's, so I moved my life to Montreal and started training. Because my voice healed properly, I was then inspired to sing in my baritone range again, and I joined a group called Lyrico, where I was the baritone in a 3-tenor group. While this was happening, I was auditioning for Opéra de Montréal's Atelier Lyrique, which is their young artist program, and I was the first countertenor accepted in the history. So that took my life in another direction, going even more full out into the countertenor repertoire. After I got accepted into the Atelier, but before I started the Atelier, that summer I was in a Bee Gees cover band where I met one of my good friends, Felix. Shout out Felix, we rocked those high heels. And then I decided, okay, I'm really gonna focus on countertenor this time. And after I graduated from Atelier Lyrique, I have now since been really just focusing on countertenor. But there is a part of me that loves songwriting. So I've still been songwriting. To this day, I've written about 150 songs, not all complete, but some really good ones. And now I've been even inspired lately to maybe think about composing some music for the countertenor voice specifically. And here I am. I'm 30 years old. I'm a countertenor, and I'm trying to take my voice across the world to do concerts and opera at the highest level possible. And all while this is going on, I have a deep passion for serving others and giving back what I have learned and through my experiences to teaching voice. And that is why you will see a lot of content that is related to singing technique and teaching. So thank you if you made it this far, and continue to follow. I'm going to keep posting my story, and I hope this inspires you to follow your dreams.